Is moving abroad right for you? Is moving abroad right for you right now? Well, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons that people who do move abroad struggle to thrive there. Thank you so much. If you've already subscribed to my channel, if you have not yet, please consider doing so and clicking that notification bell. My name is Patricia Brooks, and in 2018, I moved to the south of France from Richmond, Virginia, because I wanted to become fluent in French and I wanted more challenges in life. And boy, have I gotten them. In this video, I want to share with you 5 reasons that people struggle when they make a move abroad. They struggle to acclimate and to really thrive in their new life abroad. The first reason is because they want to move abroad for a certain reason. Perhaps they want to experience a different culture, or they want to be someplace where they feel safer to go out and enjoy life. And they think that this new country that they are moving to will allow them to do that. And maybe it will, right? Maybe it has all of those features. However, while they are living in their old country, they haven't done anything to change who they are or how they are experiencing life. And so they think that by being in a different place, they will just experience a different way of being. And that is not always the case. I was speaking to somebody who recently moved to Europe from the US, and one of her concerns was safety. And so she didn't find herself going out a whole lot because she was afraid. There was a lot of violence in her area. And so she, found herself just cloistered at home for the most part. But one of the goals that she had was to enjoy a new culture and go out and meet new people and make new friends. Now, she's been in her new country for 4 months now and has realized that she hasn't done any of those things that she said she wanted to do because she's afraid to go out. Because she changed her surroundings, she is not able to actually go out because she hasn't changed who she is or how she shows up. And fortunately, she's getting help for that. But this is something that happens all too often. Maybe it's not as severe as somebody afraid to go out, but people say, oh, I want to go out and explore, and they're living in a city where there's nothing to do here. And they don't do anything. They haven't done anything where they're living now. And they just expect that they're going to have this new habit or this new way of being when they move to abroad. And so that's why I recommend be a tourist where you are now, so that when you get to your new place, it's a habit that you have and it's not something you have to work extra hard to do. So that's number 1. Number 2 has to do with the goal of moving to a place where there's a slower pace. Now, if you're coming from a country where it's go, go, do, hustle culture, and you've been living that for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and think that you're going to be able to shed that just by being someplace new, it might not be as easy as that. There's a saying that goes, wherever I go, there I am. And that's because you are who you are, no matter where you are. And until you change, your situation and experiences won't change. Even if you're in a different country, you're going to repeat those same patterns. And so this idea of being plopped down in a place where it's a slower pace is going to make you happy, or that you're going to be able to adjust quickly, might be a bit of a stretch. And I will say, for me, that was one of the things and that I struggled with, not so much now, but in the beginning, because I had so much time on my hands. I did leave my job. When I moved to France, I was on a sabbatical, so I wasn't working. And so it went from working, a 45-hour-a-week job and preparing a move abroad to having all the time in the world on my hands. And that caused me to feel kind of lost, and gave me a lot of time to think, and caused me to experience number 3 in the list, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But, if you're retiring to move abroad, when you get abroad, you might be feeling lost because your job, your identity was tied to your job, or you might feel like, oh, I should be doing something. You might feel idle. And these are all things that you can work through before you move abroad by kind of slowing down where you are, right? Doing some things so that you aren't always going, and allowing that space so that when you do have that space, it doesn't feel so foreign. It doesn't feel so bad. The other thing I would say is to not necessarily go from, 100 to 0 when you make the move abroad. Have a second project. The move abroad is the first, but then when you get abroad, what project are you going to undertake? And it doesn't have to be something that's going to consume all of your time, but it's something that gives you a little bit of structure that makes you feel like you're not so aimless. And for me, that was creating a podcast. And that really kind of settled me down and it helped me to settle in. The other thing that I did do was take a French class, and that gave me some structure as well. Number 3 has to do with limiting beliefs. And the limiting belief that I suffered with that first 8 months was self-doubt. I really questioned whether I'd made the right decision in moving abroad, because I quit a good paying job. I really wasn't sure how I was going to support myself. I didn't know anybody. And so I had these tug of war thoughts about, this feels so great. Should I have done this? And this back and forth. And so because I had the coaching skills that I learned in coach training, that really helped me, but it was really challenging. And it's one of the reasons that I created the program that I have now, because it provides support for women who are moving abroad so they don't feel like they're doing it all on their own. What limiting beliefs might cause you to have these periods of doubt or concern about if you've done the right thing? What limiting beliefs will cause you to have what if thoughts that cause you to think about the worst case scenarios, and then do something about them before you make a move abroad? Start to work through them and have a plan or approach so that when they crop up, you can go to your meditation, or you can say, I'm going to hire a coach, or whatever that thing is for you, so that you can really enjoy your time. All right. So that is number 3. Are any of these resonating with you? If so, give it a thumbs up. Now, number 4 has to do with unrealistic expectations. Now, I really am a proponent of designing your life, to create a vision of what you want to be, have, do, or become, because otherwise your life will just go and it will happen to you instead of you being proactive. However, on the other hand, if you are so attached to the outcome or the expectation that it happened in a certain way in a certain time period, that can create friction or resistance to your experience. And you might find yourself pushing to make something happen, and it feels hard and it just isn't working out for you. And so when you have that resistance, it's never a good place to be. And it's not a good place to be if you are trying to figure out a new culture, a new country, a new language, all of that. So that just adds on to your experience. Oftentimes things take longer to materialize than we anticipate. So if you can recognize that as well, that can help. But have a goal, have a vision for your life, and recognize that vision can play out in multiple different ways. It doesn't have to play out in the one way that you have thought it through. And when you do that, that will allow you to be more resilient, more open-minded to having things work out, maybe even in an easier way than you could have anticipated. But unrealistic expectations is another one that can be a problem. And then finally, I think another reason that people don't thrive when they move abroad is they don't recognize that a move abroad is a program in personal development. Now, anybody who has gone through any sort of coaching, any sort of therapy, recognizes that's personal development, and that it's hard, because change is hard. Changing how you see the world, how you show up in the world, is not easy. And if you don't recognize a move abroad as a personal development program, which it is, then you're going to be surprised when you get these life lessons, and you're not necessarily going to be so welcoming to them. So my suggestion is to make that a thought in your mind that this is going to be a personal development program and that you're open to becoming a better person through this move abroad. And when you do, I think that, like I said, will allow you to be more resilient, more open to a new way of life and all of the changes that you will go through. Now, if you are considering a move abroad still after all of these reasons I given you, and you would like a little bit of help thinking through some of these concerns, I would love to have a conversation with you. I'm going to put a link to my calendar in the description so that you can find a time for us to talk about where you are, where you want to be, what might be holding you back, and how I might be able to help you get there more easily. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, to like it, to share it, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.